For the longest time, I thought life was just you imagine it and then you are it. And then it realizes itself in your life and that's it. And you're not going to go through any trauma, any difficulty, any adversity, any challenges to get there. I just thought that if you felt it, you saw it in your mind, and you live in that state, it was just going to create itself in your world and you wouldn't even, it would just pop up out of nowhere. But little did I know that that meant if you see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand. You feel that reality is real, it will manifest itself in your life. You will start to see outer reality start to shape itself around what you see in your mind. I realized that it's the adversity, the challenges that we go through that are going to cause us to grow into that what we desire. It's going to create itself in our life, but we are going to be the vessel. We are the tool. We are the sculptor that is bringing it into this existence through the challenges, through the adversity, through the overcoming of all of these things of life, of the situations, of circumstances. That's how we create it in our lives. But we must be aware to know that that's part of it. Because if we think, like I did for a long time, I would hit adversity, I'd hit walls, and I'd think, gosh, well, why isn't it happening? I didn't realize that that was it happening. That's it happening. That's part of it. The adversity is a necessary part of it. You ask anyone that's done anything great in this life, and they're going to tell you that they went through really, really tough times. The depth of your struggle will determine the height of your success. Steve Harvey's someone who's one of the greatest comedians of all time. He's got tons of TV shows. He's on Family Feud. He's got radio shows, all kinds of things going on. He shares how he got started in a little comedy club and won a clap off and won $50 and went home crying because he knew that that's what he was going to do the rest of his life. But you could hear that, and then you look at him now and it's like, oh my gosh, wow, look where he came from. But you didn't know all the years that went into that. You didn't know that he was homeless, living in his car, going from comedy club to try and make it work. And you didn't realize, check out the Apollo story on YouTube. Type in the Apollo story, Steve Harvey, and he'll explain how he was literally at the point where he didn't see it. He thought it was done. He thought it was done. But I'm not going to spoil the story for you, but it ended up working out for him. But go and listen to that story. It's extremely inspiring, and I actually visit that story often because it's so inspiring to hear a true experience about the journey. Because a lot of the times we hear, oh, visualize it, feel it, and it'll become your reality. And that's the thing. It's a great, quick way to say it, but there's much more to that. And that's what I'm sharing with you right now, is that the adversity, the challenges, you think that that's not creating it, but it is. That's creating it. It's actually creating it through that. It's causing you to have to go through the challenges, get upset, say, oh, I need to do this instead. Okay, correct. It's like a rocket. It fails its way to the moon. It's correct. It's constantly going off course. It fails its way to the moon. That's just like us. That's just like you. We're all going through things. That's what this life is. It's hardship. You're going to go through hardship. But don't ask for it to be easier. Ask to be stronger during tougher times. Be strong. Ask to be better. It's not just going to get easier. It'll get easier as time goes on, as you become stronger. But to someone else, that's not going to be an easy thing. But to you, it's going to be easy because you've just done it so many times that you're so strong now that it is easy. I go to the gym. I wake up every morning at 4:45. I do my journaling, reading and reflection, go to the gym, hit a hard workout, count my macros. And someone could say that that's hard. It's not that hard. It's just getting the discipline to instill it. And then once you instill it, it becomes a habit, and then it's easy. You could be a really great swimmer. And you can think, oh my gosh, it's so hard to swim. Well, it's actually really easy for that person because they just instilled the habits over time. They developed the habits over time. But believe me, they went through difficult times. People see me now, public speaking, going to different colleges, universities, businesses, speaking, and I get in front of the room and I speak like this. And I have conviction, confidence, projection, great body language. And they look at me and they're like, oh my gosh, wow, you make it look so easy. Well, let me tell you, it wasn't that easy. It wasn't always that easy. I got in front of a room and I couldn't even introduce myself in front of a room. I was so nervous, so uncomfortable, rushed back to my seat. But I worked. I worked at it week after week. I kept going, kept getting better, kept pushing myself, running into walls, running into challenges, running into adversity, frustrated. But I continued to show up because I believed. And I continue to show up. And now 2 years after, I'm speaking 5 to 7 times a week, and it looks like it's nothing. And it looks like I never even had an issue. And you wouldn't even think that I had an issue based on how I am now. But the reason why I am the way I am now is because I had that issue. I had that issue. And that issue caused me to perfect this. It's never going to be perfect, but to the greatest degree that I can, I'm going to do my best to perfect it as much as I can and continually perfect it. It's never going to be perfect. It's never going to be done. It's always going to be growing, always going to be improving, always going to be evolving. But that's the point, is those issues are what created this. So the issues that you're going through in your life are creating the person that you seek to be, the results that you seek. What you're asking for is being molded by the things that you're going through. So trust the things that you're going through, accept the things that you're going through, take time to reflect, to sit back and look at it. When you're calm, after you go through it, emotions may be high, but when you're calm, take a look at it and say to yourself, this is happening for me, not to me. This is happening for my greater good. This is happening for what I'm asking for. So stop doubting it, start trusting it, start leaning into that adversity and love it. Experience it. Enjoy it, because this moment is fleeting. You're never going to get this time back. Enjoy it. Stay up. I'll see you next video.